Well, hello, darling. Christopher here, aka Plant Queen, and I am the author of You Grow Girl, Plant Queen's Lush Guide to Growing Your Garden. So Queen, whether you're a plant obsessed or a total lush little newbie, I am here to help. This is Houseplant 101. Love a lush little green girl, but don't know where to start? Well, honey, today I'm talking foliage queens for every type of plant parent. Honey, we are in the streets of Brooklyn, and we are at one of my favorite plant shops, Greenery Unlimited, honey. Let's go plant shopping. Dive into the lushness, darling. Dive into the lushness. This plant shop is known for its biophilic design. And biophilic design is when there's intentional incorporation of nature in the architecture or design of a space. So darling, we're going to strut around this plant shop and get into some of my favorite foliage queens. So, right to my left, we have an amazing green girl that is really, really easy to care for. And so if you're a plant parent newbie, honey, you may want to add her to your little plant fam. And so this is the Chinese Evergreen and is a fabulous plant that is very light flexible. Light flexible means that this plant can tolerate a bunch of different lighting situations, from bright light to lower light. Now, when I say low light, that does not mean no light. All of our green girls need a certain amount of light to thrive and engage in what? Photosynthesis, honey. And so the Chinese Evergreen is one of my favorite queens. I actually have about 5 of these queens in my own collection. Moving on to someone who's a diva of the plant scene, we have the fiddle leaf fig, and her nickname actually comes from the shape of her leaves, which is shaped like a violin or a fiddle. Her Latin name is actually Ficus lyrada. And so this is a tropical queen of ficus. She enjoys a lot of humidity. Her native habitat are lowland forests, so she loves a sultry scene. So make sure that you're giving her bright light. You want to make sure that you're letting her soil dry out in between watering. And you want to make sure that you leave this queen in one spot. She is very sensitive to transplant shock, and so you want to leave her in one little spot and make sure that she's allowed to adapt and get used to her setting, honey. Yeah, she's one of the more difficult queens. I'm not even going to share how many of these I've sent to the little botanical garden in the sky. We're going to keep that secret. Shh. Moving on. So this is the Synapsis pictus, and this queen is another one that is low light flexible. I have this queen in a lower light situation, and she's actually doing quite fine. And so for a queen who's just starting out on her journey, this is definitely a resilient, easygoing kind of plant that is very easy to care for. I'm getting really excited because there's just so many lush queens here. Let's move on to one of my personal faves, the ZZ plant. She's one of my top 3 for beginner plant parents, and that is because she's so resilient and easy to care for. You do want to get her in a brighter light situation, even though she can tolerate lower light conditions. You also want to make sure that you let her soil dry out in between watering. She's adapted to tolerate drought. And so you do not have to water this queen as often. So if you're a queen on the go and you forget to water your green girl, this is the queen for you. Okay, girl, get into it. I'm just thinking of all the plant parents that are going to watch this. So this is a variety of Calathea. Calatheas are known to dry out really quickly because they enjoy a lot of humidity. One of the best things that you can do for this queen is bottom watering. Basically letting this queen decide how much water she wants to take up because she enjoys a sultry scene. You want to make sure that you either have her in a bright bathroom or you have her right next to a humidifier because she will brown so quickly. I actually don't have any Calatheas in my collection because I do not like brown edges. I know a lot of plant parents who brave it out and have a couple of these in their collection, but Yeah, if you are down to care for a very sensitive queen, honey, then you may want to get yourself a little Calathea. She loves a showstopper. Here we have the Ficus Audrey, who is related to Miss Fiddleleaf Fig. They are tropical queens. They really enjoy humidity. You want to make sure that you're giving them a good amount of light. So I found that bright filter light. So I have south-facing windows, and I have this queen right in front of that south-facing window with a sheer curtain. So she's not being burned with that direct, harsh light. She's getting that ambient light that's being filtered through the curtain, and she's right near a humidifier. In my experience with having this queen, her leaves may begin to drop as humidity begins to fall, as winter approaches, and as the sunlight decreases from the day. So you do want to just be mindful that you're trying to stabilize her habitat and give her as much sunlight as you can and give her as much humidity you can as the winter approaches. She, I would say, would be more so in like the medium to harder. You just want to make sure that you know yourself as a person and make sure that you have the time to take care of this queen. Ooh, okay, all right. I'm gonna give folks who are watching this some time to guess what this queen is. All right, I'm letting you guess. All right. Did you figure it out? All right, queen. This is actually a baby Monstera Deliciosa, and isn't she gorgeous? Her nickname is the Swiss cheese plant because of the fenestration in her leaves. And so when these queens are much younger, they do not have those fenestrations. That's something that comes with age and maturity. But this is the baby Monstera, and I really enjoy getting baby queens and watching them grow into their larger, majestic selves. There's just a certain type of appreciation you have for the plant when you're able to watch it grow from a baby to an adult. So. Okay, so funny story, I actually have this queen. I have a very complicated relationship with Fern. So I brought this queen home from a shoot, and she was just looking so lush, and she began to thrive. And I was like, oh my God, I can keep other ferns alive outside of the staghorn fern. She's not actually a fern. She's actually considered an invasive species in some countries. So I was like, oh, that makes sense why she's thriving with me. One of the things that you want to make sure that you do is doing research on the plant before you bring her into your home. While she's nicknamed the Asparagus Fern, she's not actually a fern. So you just want to make sure that you know what you're getting into, honey. So let's get into the Crocodile Fern. And you can kind of tell why. Absolutely gorgeous. The pattern on her leaves is just so beautiful. Now, when it comes to ferns, you do not want them in direct light. You want them in very soft light, and they love humidity. You want to make sure that you're keeping the soil damp, not soggy, right? Because our queens, their roots, they need air just as much as they need water. So you don't want to drown the plant in wet soil, and you do not want to burn the leaves of this plant. So if you have a bright bathroom with a filtered window that's next to the shower, that would be a wonderful spot for this particular queen. And I would be remiss if I did not bring this show-stopping queen out, the snake plant. Oh, look how tall she is, just as tall as me almost. So I love this snake plant. She's really, really easy to care for. One of my top 3 when it comes to beginner plant. And the reason is because she's adapted to withstand drought. So I water my snake plants about every 2 to 3 weeks. When it comes to lighting conditions, they're often marketed as low light plants. Again, I use light flexible because she will thrive better in brighter light conditions as compared to lower light conditions. And according to NASA, she's known to be one of the best air purifying plants as well. So I just love this queen. I have about 25 different snake plants in my home, and they're all thriving and doing quite well. Now we will head on over to the Bird of Paradise, one of my favorite tropical queens. And if you're trying to make a statement when it comes to plants, honey, then this is the queen for you. You do want to make sure that you're giving her a good sultry scene, so a humidifier, a humid space, because she is a tropical queen. If you're looking for a majestic foliage queen, honey, this is the green girl for you, hon. So darlings, there you have it. Welcome to the jungle of options you have before you to bring those green girls into your home. Now remember, when you are bringing lushness into your home, there are a few things that you can do to make sure you are ready to welcome that green girl into your space. Number one is to do an environmental assessment of your space, sunlight, humidity, and temperature, so you know what you're bringing that queen into. Number two, researching that green girl and really understanding her needs and her natural habitat. I'm telling you, it would be so helpful if you understand where that queen is coming from and making sure that you can match that queen to the theme she enjoys. Number three, making sure that you have a permanent planter ready to go for that queen after she established herself in her new home. You want to make sure that when you're bringing a plant into your home that you are isolating that queen for at least 2 to 3 weeks, just to make sure she's not infested with any nasty pests. And then you want to repot her when she's showing some new growth or that she's showing that she's stable in your new environment. And then number four, darling, plant parent patience, honey. Trust yourself that you've made all the right decisions, that you've done your research, and let that queen thrive, honey. Do not move her about. Let her get adjusted to her new space, darling. So are you looking for those high maintenance queens like Miss Fiddleleaf Fig, or are you gonna start with those low maintenance queens like Miss Snake Plant Honey? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Handmade for more plant tips like this.